Hey guys, welcome to our podcast series NODventures. After having a great start with our episode 1, we are back with the bang in our second. I am your host for today, Radhika, and I have with me very pretty Zara Angela Gonsalves as my co-host. Hi Zara, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? How is COVID treating you?
I think it's great. I think it's treated all of us equally the same because we're sitting at home, working from home, and
Yeah,
going with a lot of issues.
it's definitely difficult, but we've been able to put the show together, which is
Yes.
brilliant. And talking about the show, of course, we do have two fantastic guests joining us today. We have Michelle, also called Miabia, and Ocean, a very famous name in the Indian esports circuit, especially in PUBG. Ironically, Ocean has been stuck in a hotel for the past 2 months. So we're going to be hearing a lot about that on our topic for today, how COVID has really affected the esports industry. Hi, guys. How are you all doing today?
Hello.
Hello, I'm doing good.
So let's start with you, Ocean, because you've been having the most toughest COVID I can guess from all three of us here. What's up? What's happening? Where are you?
I'm in Gurgaon, Lemon Tree Hotels, and this has been, I can't even say a roller coaster of a journey out here, but yeah, it's been a journey, if I have to say. But yeah, the days and nights, I don't know what they look like, to be honest, and humans, I don't know what they look like. So yeah.
Ocean, the last time you have seen World Wars, when was the last time you step out of that single room?
I think it was January or something like the last January or something, or even the earliest of the Februaries or something. And after that, I've been in this room, and this room is like it's good.
It's growing on you?
Kind of. I mean, this is the room where I've heard coffin meme as well. So yeah, it's kind of.
What about you, Michelle? How are you? How are things your side?
Honestly, I think things have been a good and bad. I mean, there's a lot of good things about staying at home. There's so much time saved, and there's so much more time for different things. But at the same time, I think, like everybody, we miss like physical interaction with people, seeing people, talking with people. I personally really miss that. But otherwise, I think it's been really restful.
Yeah.
I'm kind of enjoying it.
For
Oh, that's great.
everybody online who don't know these two fantastic people. First of all, Michelle, she used to play a lot of competitive sports before in her junior year. As she moved on, she started loving esports quite a bit. She's also been training a team now for PUBG. So you can go ahead and check her out on our social media handles. She's also currently rebuilding the influencer roster, which definitely is a very tough job to do, especially when you're doing it from home. Do you think it's really affecting you quite a bit?
I would say not necessarily, because a lot of the times when I contact influencers, I'm looking at their stream, I'm looking at their there's different social media. So a lot of times I'm contacting them online through social media. But I actually think COVID-19 has done a lot of good things, because it has opened a lot of doors for streamers. They're spending more time streaming, they're playing more games. So it's actually been like a really good opportunity for new people.
That's really great. So let's move on to our another guest for today, and he is Ocean Sharma, a very well-known caster and a content creator. He loves playing PUBG and other video games as much as he loves playing with numbers. As he's also a maths teacher, so if anybody who wants tuition classes, you know where to go for esports or either for maths. He's always available for you. Ocean, how has it been going for you as a teacher, or obviously as a content creator, as a caster? How it has been for you, the COVID?
I think as a content creator, it has been like really good because I get like if it's like previously if I was like casting or teaching or anything, I would have to give time to those things as well. But right now, as I'm in this room as of now, so I get like a lot of time just for myself. I'm just just trying to think of the content that I'll make. I'll write scripts and everything. So I can just devote like time for 2 3 4 videos per day, and that just that increases my chances as content creator, as my channel is also like it's when COVID started, I think it was just around 100K or something. Now it's close to 200K, so it's kind of growing as well on a good pace. So all those things, they're just helping me to rebuild myself, if anything.
And do you really feel that there's a lot that's changed after COVID? I mean, for you personally, because of course you have changed your physical location. It's not as comfortable. It's brilliant that you're able to survive not talking to people, because I can imagine how hard that could be. But knowing that you have this huge family online waiting for you every day, how does it affect you personally?
It's still good because the thing is about me is that even if I'm making content, there are people sitting at their home that are devoting their time for my videos and my content. So that's like a fans like family kind of a feeling that just comes in on me. And for me, if I have to say, it has helped me rebuilding my game as well, because now I'm just spending a lot of time just playing game all day. Like when the rank push actually started in PUBG recently, I'm like really close to Conqueror, and I have been playing 48 hours non-stop. So yeah, that's no sleep and nothing. So I'm just grinding all my way to just learn all the skills and everything.
Wow. And that, of course, brings me to a very interesting question. And I hope, Michelle, you could answer this one for us. With LAN events being taken away from your part of the world and our part of the world, how has this really changed the equation of how the business actually runs?
No, for sure. And I think I can speak to two things. I can speak to like an organization's perspective, as well as kind of like a marketing agency. I think for organizations, they're definitely not able to send their players to LAN locations, and so they're not able to compete there. So I think that definitely affects their schedules, their business, as well as like just logistics. I think for organizations, and I think for marketing agencies, for me, I'm currently working at Viral Nation. Their client is Tencent, so I work closely with Pubg Mobile there. I think something that was huge was that because there were no longer any LAN events, that includes like tournaments as well as different events. There is, I guess, less. They're able to create less content there, and so they're switching their strategy from like on-site content creation to more focusing online. So it's definitely changed different business practices, different business logistics, as well as different schedules. So it's been hectic to say the very least. Yeah.
I think it's great. So, we have known about that, how it has affected you personally, but I really wanted to know that how you too, you've been there in the industry for long. How do you feel that it has affected esports as an industry? Ocean, why don't you start first? That how do you feel that it has affected esports as a field?
I think it has affected esports in a good way, because the people who are at home, they are grinding a lot. The viewers, the watching numbers have gone like severely up, because like there are people who are, and there are new people as well, new audiences also come. So that because it's like people are kind of free, so they are just trying to invest in different sources and so on. And now that people are actually recognized, especially in Indian sector, people are recognizing the growth of esports as a whole out here. So I think in that thing, it's a good thing. I mean, it's a bad thing that a pandemic happened, but it's a good thing that some small and little good details are coming out of it. And in esports, I think if the growth that we have had right now, it would have not been possible if there was no growth, if there was no pandemic or something, and it could have taken like 1.5 more years to actually happen. But what has happened actually right now?
Talking about Ocean, you are living alone. The joke of you living all alone in a hotel for 2 months cannot be something I can forget. So tell me about your healthy lifestyle. And since you're so close to so many professional players online in variety titles, how do you see them maintaining their healthy lifestyle?
So for me, my day starts around 5 a.m. and I sleep early, so that like my sleeping schedule is fixed right now, which was not previously, because we used to like game all day and all those things. But yeah, since 2-3 days, it's not that good. But yeah, still I'm just trying to go for it, and then it's like I'm not eating any outside food. It's what the hotel staff is getting for me. That's like one of the things, and that's good, I think. Plus, yeah, I'm doing quite a bit of like mini workouts here and there, because like there's not a lot of like travel to anywhere or any place. So that's just one of my things, if I want to say it. But yeah, waking up morning and reading some good stuff and all those, that thing just gets me to my healthy lifestyle. And talking about the players that are actually out here in this portal as well, because there are some players that are still stuck with me. So jokes on them as well. So there are some players that are stuck with me, and I think they are also like trying to go for the same, because we as guys, we just want that something good should come out of it, if not like for a whole lot of number of people, but just for us personally. That's it's all about the personality development that's just happening out here.
Right. Actually, just when you were explaining about your workout routine and there is no place to move, I can actually imagine you just getting up from the bed, just going to the window, and then again coming to the same place. But
I kind of just jump at my bed like all day, and that's just one of the things that I do for a good workout.
oh, that's great. What do you guys think that how the pre-corona situation was for the players, and now how the things gonna be there for? Because I think it's a long gap that they have not gone out for LAN, or they have not practiced, or they have not met their whole group. So what do you think that how that post-corona situation would be there for them? Michelle, what do you think that how players gonna cope up with that situation now?
Well, I can speak about my players from Wildcard Gaming. They actually haven't met each other in person before. It's their first, I guess, year playing together, and I think during Corona, it's a really good time to play more together and get to know each other there. But at the same time, they were supposed to go to a LAN, and they were supposed to train together for a month at least. And I think that might impede on their ability. However, I trust that given the situation and given the more time they have to practice with each other, and like because LANs and tournaments have been postponed right now, that gives them more time to practice together. And so I think although it may have affected them, I feel like it also comes down to the mentality of things. If they're willing to push and work hard and keep that mentality of trying to be the best and the best team and work out differences, I think they will be fine. I think they will be able to succeed.
And this is very interesting for you to say. It's all a mindset, and that's so common between every person in the esports industry. Everybody's got this mindset that doesn't matter. We used to anyway hardly go out. Now we just don't go out at all, but that doesn't change how we work, how we play. And but it has added a huge advantage, which is very surprising for me, because I've been in the esports industry for 10 years now, and we've never had something like COVID happen before. But the way the gamers have stood up, I can talk from India's perspective that we've seen a lot of charities come out for COVID. Everybody's taking a different stance. Gamers are joining together. Is that a similar story on your side?
In North America, yes, it is definitely. I've been seeing a lot more charities. My org has done a charity stream where they're raising money for Feed America. I've seen other streams going directly to COVID-19 initiatives. I think in a way that that streaming has allowed people to come together for a good cause. I think that's something really unique you see in esports. People, you see gamers playing games with the hopes of raising money for a very good initiative. And I think not only does that help like the people, but it also teaches the players and the streamers themselves that it's important to be compassionate to other people and understand that perhaps this situation may not be directly affecting them as much as they're not sick, but there are people out there who are getting sick, who are hungry, who don't have a place to stay. And I think doing these charity streams not only raise money, but also educate people out there. And I think that's super duper important.
How do you feel about this question? I mean, you yourself, do you support these initiatives that have been coming up?
Yeah, I was a part of quite a few as well of what happened like recently for COVID. So yeah, I mean it's because like we have that thing. If we have such an audience, if we have built such an audience, and if they are willing to help right with us as well, if they are standing with us in our goods and bads, in the goods and bads of the community, in the goods and bads of humanity, if I must say. So I think it's a really good initiative, and it's kind of the least that we can do, because like we have such an audience that is like following us from a lot of time. So I think it's a good thing. A lot of initiatives that are coming in. I was thinking of doing one in which I'll be like teaching kids via home, but yeah, obviously that's not home. So that's just another thing that just changed. But yeah, so far whatever each and everyone has done on their behalf, it's just a huge salute to them, and it just shows that how much good this friendship holds with each and every person that's out there. Either we are playing games or not, but we are still in this together.
As we just discussed about this charity events, do you guys also believe or also feel that despite being a charity event or despite being something for a human cause or for a social cause, do you also believe that this time is also giving players, they do play for charity, but yes, they're playing, they're practicing, they're grinding. So do you also believe that somewhere through the charity, they're improving their skills, they're meeting new people, they are trying something that they haven't tried or they haven't played till yet, maybe some skill, maybe some weapon, but for the cause of charity they're doing it now? Do you believe that it is also a different time for them?
Yes, I do think that this is also a different time for them because, again, this pandemic hasn't happened ever before, like not within 10 years, not with esports hasn't seen this before. And so this does give players a different experience, and players different experience. Not only do they get to practice their skills and improve, they're also at the same time, they're giving back to others through charity streams. So I think it is a very unique time for esports, especially for these players. It's a really unique experience. I don't think it's good for people who are suffering, but at the same time, these players are learning, but we can't discredit what people are going through. So.
And that's a very interesting thing you said, because there's one part of the world that is safe, secure, we're doing what we can, and then there's the other side of the world that's really struggling, going through a lot. And if you are a gamer out there who maybe has a device, who's playing, but at the same time struggling on a personal level, how or what could you really give out to somebody like that for that kind of struggle? Is there something that you could tell these people to motivate them, to get them to pass through this lockdown? Because Ocean, you're living in a hotel, right? I have not seen somebody who's lived through COVID in a hotel and keeps such a great smile up and running on camera. So how are you really coping with this whole lockdown?
It's just that there's one thing. Even if something negative is going on, this is what the life actually teaches you. So if you are going through hardest times, there will be one thing that happens in your day. Suppose, all right, this is one of the things that I actually personally feel. Suppose if someone's having like a really really bad day, a really terrible day, just look at them and just smile. It can actually make their day. So just you need to find out those minor good things in anything, in any sort of thing. So if that just comes to your mind, if you have that minor thing, look at the other person, just smile, look at the other person, just ask them how are you doing, and anything like that. It just makes somebody's day like 100 times better, or something, a 1,000 times better. That's like one of my things. And for me, I mean, yeah, when it started, I was like, will I survive, or like what's gonna happen? How long will it be? How long will it be? But I have survived like each and every day like a boss. For me, if I will say I have survived it, and I think I will be like, if it's like getting increased for more and more days, I think I can just go through it. I don't need to worry about it because I have that that vibe in me now.
For everybody watching, you can go ahead and follow Ocean. He's going to be promising to send out his weekly Netflix list because he watches about 10 shows a day. So you guys can definitely check out that list. And with that, of course, there's one interesting question. The fact that we are observing as an industry as a whole this huge surge of gamers, and it's only happened because of the lockdown. There were some people who were always gamers, and there are some people who have got converted into gamers because they have so much time in hand. How do you think this is going to be once all the restrictions have been? Michelle, let's start with you because you have your audience is definitely who have been gaming from years and years. In India, maybe it's something new, but for you guys, it's been there for quite a long time.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I definitely think that after COVID-19 or Corona, there's definitely going to be a surge. There's definitely going to be people who fall in love with gaming, who fall in love with streaming, who fall in love with the esports scene during this time. And you're definitely, I personally believe that you're going to see more people in North America gaming. For example, my brother, he sells computers, and he's been seeing a lot more sales within this time. I think there are going to be people who maybe after Corona, they're gonna spend less time because of just the daily activities have definitely changed. But I definitely do think because they were exposed to esports and gaming during this time, they may still, although they may not stream as much, they may pop into other people's stream, or they might get very invested in a game and pull and watch a tournament midday. So I think that definitely the industry will see growth, and this growth may plateau a little bit, but I still think it's going to increase after this pandemic.
I think that's great. Ocean, as just you mentioned, I remember that your viewers, your subscribers have also increased on your YouTube page. So during this time, as just Michelle mentioned that how, yes, it has been increasing, the interest, the people are playing more. They're watching more video games and they're so much into it. What do you feel that, are you also creating more content and you are also expecting people to watch your content more and to play more? What do you feel that how are you how's your interest personally grown into during this time?
I think yeah, like for me, if I have to say, I get like more ideas because like I play more and more matches. Same goes for each and everyone out there. And trust me, right now, just like Michelle just said, there are a lot of people that are just coming into gaming and they are falling in love with it. And that's like one of the good things. Trust me, there might be a person who after watching this podcast will probably install a good game and will be like, I know, somehow better at it. He'll be like a god level player, or he does not even know about it yet. Because there are players who are like, there are people yet who are just need to explore that side of their life. As of now, they are like busy in like their jobs or anything, and they were not even playing games. But now, since lockdown is out there, they will be just going for it. They'll be just grinding through their faces, just downloading any random game, and they'll be like the best player. Who knows? And that game can also have a potential of a LAN event or something. And once this COVID just goes away, maybe the other one's holding each and every trophy or something.
All right. Ocean, you seem very worried about people lifting this trophy. But of course, we are almost done with our questions. It was so nice to really have you guys here. But before we let you go, I do want to understand from both of you all, because we have been so away from organizations and friends and people. Do you think a lot will change when you go back? Because I've always been in front of a camera at the studio. Now suddenly I'm doing this from home. Do you think there's going to be a change in the way you interact with these people now?
I think a lot going to be changed for Ocean, especially because you're going to step out of that single room and going to see another world.
Probably, I would see like it's gonna be a change, yeah. And mind, like, just because when it all started, our mind was not in that zone of like staying at home or at a hotel or anything. But now, when we'll be, it will all be back to normal, like as in the old normal, like 2019 type normal. So I think in those kind of things, a lot will actually change because we might not be ready for that thing now because we are like so much indulged in this thing. So it will be like a kind of a topsy-turvy curve for what's going to happen. But I think it's once everything gets back to normal, it's going to be like really, really good. And we might see a lot of new faces that we surely will be proud of.
No, I think that like Ocean said, going back to normal is going to be honestly kind of weird because this has been going on ever since the beginning of 2020. I think it's going to be a positive thing in terms of being able to see people, interact with people physically, and also just share what we've learned during this time. I think each of us have very different stories within this pandemic. You're stuck in a hotel. I'm stuck at home with my family. Everybody has different stories, but everybody's going to learn something different. And I think it'll be very interesting, and everybody's going to have different ideas. It's a unique time to be able to reflect and think of different things. And I think when this pandemic is over, when people gather together and just be able to meet with one another, we are able to share ideas. And I think there's a lot of positive things that could come out of this.
Definitely. Let's hope for some positive after this COVID gets over. And let's hope for a better life for you, Ocean, especially, and a better place to live.
Probably another hotel or maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so thank you so much, Michelle, and thank you so much, Ocean, for giving us your time. I think it was a great discussion, and we hope that both of your lives and the gamers' life and everybody's life get changes in a better way after COVID-19 goes away. So thank you so much, both of you. It was really, really great having you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right, everybody watching, that of course is the end of episode 2 here at NODventures. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. We had some amazing guests. I'm so happy everybody's smiling today. And go ahead, go like and subscribe to us because we're going to come back next week with a whole new set of guests and a whole new topic. So go ahead, subscribe, and we will see you very shortly.